Hi, I'm McCord, and welcome to The Real Deal on TheStir.com. Today we have Season 9, Episode 14 of The Real Housewives of Who is Screaming in Orange County, as well as the 8th and final episode of Ladies of London. In both episodes of television last night, we saw various cast members get to their breaking point. There comes a time when you've been shooting for months and the show has completely swallowed up your life and you literally cannot see past the minutia of whatever drama you're involved in, and it all becomes larger than life. Reactions become melodramatic and the producers start buttering up each cast member, saying, "This is going to be the best season ever!" First, let's take Orange County. We had some great drama in the normal family department this week with both Tamra and Vicky and their adult children. No mama wants to let go ever. And we see that play out to varying degrees. I enjoyed those parts of last night, but they don't require deconstruction. What does? The takedown of the Beadors and the Dubrows and Tamra. As those of you watching Orange County know, there is a feud going on between Shannon and Heather. I do believe that Shannon is oversensitive, due partly to her nature and partly also to her being a first season cast member, not used to the level of viciousness that comes across in production. Being a real housewife can make the most down-to-earth person paranoid. You think that everybody's out to get you, both the cast and the producers, and guess what? You're right. At this point, they are maybe 2/3 of the way through the filming process, and the loyalties are clear, the storylines have been drawn, and unless the editors want to scrap everything that's been filmed so far, they're going to continue to milk the existing battles for drama. At this point, both Shannon and Heather are guilty, not to mention Tamra. Both Shannon and Heather are so convinced that they are right that it would take an act of God to convince them otherwise. At first, I backed up Heather 100%, but she too is now going off the deep end. Suggesting that Shannon suffered a psychotic break was overly melodramatic and not smart. That showed the viewers her hand. Looking at the meltdown of Lizzie's dinner party, I kept thinking of Bethany Frankel and Kelly Ben-Simone on Scary Island. All Heather needed to do to win the war was stay quiet. Let her reactions play out on her face. Let the crazy person do the talking. Give the crazy person what she wants. In this case, it could have all been avoided with an apology for throwing Shannon out of her house. But Heather is so deep in the drama, she can't see the bigger picture. So she made the situation worse by suggesting an ambulance, which was clearly not needed. On the other side, Shannon realized that she's the crazy one. She's the one everyone's looking at. She's the one going up the deep end. She doesn't want to be that person and have the rest of the cast treat her like a mental patient, and it's not a fun place to sit when you're simultaneously concerned about how your marriage and personality are coming across on camera, let alone this feud. And then there's Tamra. Anyone who has ever watched this show before has to know exactly who Tamra is and what Tamra does. Tamra tells secrets. Anything you tell Tamra gets twisted and repeated based on how well she's listening, and if people would just recognize that, it wouldn't bother them. Anytime any bit of gossip is brought up to the group, whether it is on or off camera, it is fair game. But when something is brought up on camera, it's a story point. Tamra made Shannon and David's email a story point. Cast members need to realize who their conduits are. In my experience on reality TV, you often want another cast member, a producer, or the network to find something out. Now, you can either go to them directly, or you can tell someone whom you know will repeat it to them. It is a trick as old as Machiavelli, and it works really well on reality TV. For that matter, it works well promoting reality TV, too. Tamra missed the point of this show, my show, 2 weeks ago, and she got really angry. And she told the world. Thanks for the plug, Mama. It makes perfect sense that the next step for the Orange County ladies is a girls' trip. Get them all together in a confined location and see who makes it out alive. Haven't I always said that the Housewives is like the Hunger Games? So, who do you think is Katniss? Heather, Shannon, or Tamra? Next, we see exactly the same behavior across the pond in London. Glamour model Caprice is having 2 babies and using the excuse of being pregnant to act like the craziest, most self-entitled woman in the cast. The difference with the Ladies of London is that the entire cast are first-year rookies, not yet savvy with production tricks and the Lord of the Flies environment that these shows become. I think part of Caprice's problem is that she has been an actress in the past. When you come from that world, you're used to being directed and you're highly suggestible to being led around by the nose by story producers. Also, you have an expectation that behind-the-scenes conversations with cast and producers will stay there, off camera. All of that is fine if you're working with a script or structured improv, but that's not the case with reality. In reality, an email exchange with a producer can find its way right onto the show. I'm guessing that when the show began filming, Caprice thought she was going to be the star. Going in, she certainly had the highest name recognition, and it's possible that the producers massaged her ego in that direction, petting her and building her up. This is your show, Caprice. Well, that creates a number of reasons why Caprice would not want Caroline hosting her baby shower, because Caroline became the breakout queen bee. Much more dynamic and interesting than Caprice, who to me seemed anemic and whiny all season. So, Caprice begged off camera for Marissa to host the shower at her restaurant, thinking that request would be kept private. Someone, either cast or crew, had the bright idea to muddy the waters and say, oh, this party is going to be a leaving party, not really a baby shower, but it might be a baby shower. You can bring a gift if you want. Blah. What none of these ladies realized is that they're all being played off one another. The moment Caprice did something shady, i.e. try to replace her baby shower host, of course it was going to be integrated into the show. Now, it all ends with Caprice overplaying her hand dreadfully in two ways. One, she escalated the fight by calling Caroline a bully. If Caprice had ever watched reality TV before, she would know that word is off limits. You've chosen to do a reality show. In 2014 or 13, when this was filmed, you should know what that entails, and more fool you for not womaning up and fighting back. You were not a 13-year-old being beaten up at school. You were not being slut-shamed on Instagram. Wrong word. Playing the victim is not a reality TV strategy that ever works. Period. Second mistake, Caprice forgot she wasn't filming a soap opera. After her babies were born, she filmed a confessional interview that was cut in and around the hospital footage. Now, her delight with her babies seemed beautiful and real. That was great. Her freaking out and crying, are they going to be okay? That made me want to pass her a Razzie Award for bad acting. Caprice should have remembered that most of the people who watch reality TV are aware that these interviews are filmed weeks, if not months, later. Splattering yourself all over the ceiling, worrying about disasters that have already been averted, that's a little bit too fake. Now, if they get a second season, Caprice has also shown the other ladies her cards. Now they know she's capable of putting on emotion to that degree. It will call her honesty into question anytime she ever gets upset. And that's it. The ladies have fun at the polo match, last shot of the season, and we see the Where Are They Now credits roll. So what did you think? Personally, I hope the ladies get renewed. I thought it was a lot of fun. And they should keep Caprice as their arch villainess so that the other ladies can all revolt against her. Let me know what you thought in the comments. For now, I'm Alex McCord. You are watching The Real Deal on thestir.com. Don't forget to subscribe on YouTube, and I'll see you tomorrow.